Yo, what is the word? Not gonna lie, I appreciate you for being here today with me, family. Not even a game. Third video, trying to go ahead and put it up in the air and get it on down and over with so we can move on to the next. I've been having a bit of fun talking about these manhwa, and at the very least, which ones are good, which ones are bad. I can be that guy which leads you to the light. Henceforth and forthwith, let's get on with the video. I got an interesting one I want to talk to my family about today, you feel me? I reincarnated as the legendary surgeon. Not gonna lie, it's really good, so I had to go ahead and throw this one in the mix. I wanted to talk about a different one, but I just changed it up because I had went back and, caught up with the current chapters on this, and it was fire. Yo, at the start of this manga, our MC, all because he stood up for his girlfriend as any man would. His life then would start to take a spiral out of control, leading up to his death. Like, seriously though, because he punched the professor, that tried to cop a feel on his woman, he got kicked out of the school, the university hospital, mind you. He was basically blacklisted from every other hospital just because he had, in a sense, low family status type situation. He also got scammed by someone who knew the same professor who tried to cop a feel on his woman. And at the same time, his woman ends up leaving him, whether she was forced or whatever, she left him for the same professor that tried to, just more than likely because he was in a position of power type shit. Anyway, he catches them in the act, he confronts them. That all really did nothing because the professor ends up having him set up and killed, buried, gone, just like that. So without getting too deep into it, because I'm sure we all know how the rebirth and the reincarnation plot goes. Honestly, I love me a good reincarnation plot, not gonna lie. Because our MC, right, Jin Soo-han, had way more good deeds than he had bad deeds in his life. He was able to buy not only a ticket to heaven, but he was also given the option to resurrect as well. Choosing to resurrect, and after answering a series of questions, not really understanding how much it would influence his new life, he is then brought back to life during the time period of the Three Kingdoms. And to be honest, I just love a historical theme manga. Something about it. Can't really tell you about it. I just, it is what it is. When our MC Jin Soo-han opens his eyes to his new life, he realizes he's in a hardcore type situation. The village that he wakes up by looks to be on fire. Bodies everywhere, people bleeding on the ground. Telltale signs that bandits had just raided the village. As any doctor would, he immediately gets up, make sure he's straight, you feel me? Make sure he ain't got no bruises and cuts or types. He actually had one, with the powers given unto him, the healing factor and all of that kicked in. Now he's straight. He just now sees everyone else in trouble, and as a doctor would, like I said, jumps up, immediately runs to help the villagers. It is here we're kind of given a sense of how hardcore graphic and detail-oriented this manhwa is gonna be. Starting out from the gate type. First person that he helped, he has to basically reach into his guts because he sees that he's suffering from a deep wound. And the cut from this sword, has lacerated this man's large intestines. So he has to reach into his stomach, clean the large intestines, suture the large intestines right back up, then, put them back in position. Because he was cut that deep though, you feel me? Put them back, sew them up, move on to the next patient. Just like that, in this situation where he just woke up from, resurrection. Even though he has not the proper tools to treat the villagers, he still does his best to save as many as he can, saving many of the villagers and at the same time losing some. Afterwards, our MC, with prior knowledge, you understand, of his past life and the history of the Three Kingdoms period, knowing the Yellow Turban Rebellion War is the year after, he realizes his life as a doctor during this time period will be a challenging one indeed. Maybe yet fulfilling, but challenging altogether. So as it is implied within the title of the manga, this story centers around everything having to do with the medical field, in specific the field of surgery. I'm talking from broken bones, lacerations, diseases, situations like that happen during that time period. Just about everything having to do with surgery and or the medical field in general. You will see it throughout this manga. Definitely. This manga still has action in it for sure, martial arts and, the espionage, the all of that good stuff. But at the same time, it has its moments that are a bit tragic at times, honestly. But the author does a great job at balance, you know what I mean, between the action, the tragedy, the wholesome times, the love, the comedy, times that are just heartwarming, you understand? The details when it comes to the names and the uses of the medicines used throughout the story. You know, like everything from the herbs to what it would have been called during that time period, on down to the medical procedures, tools. The details in this manhwa does a great job of explaining and detailing the medical emergencies our MC will have to deal with. And in my opinion, it does it so well. Not even a game. The artwork is fantastic, not just on the note of character design and scenery, obviously, which we all love. The human anatomy is where the artwork really shines through. That, along with information, you know, with the artwork, like when you see someone's pancreas or when he's seeing the large intestines or the blood vessels, you know what I mean? The information on the problem and how to solve it makes this story extremely fun to read. When you can make me feel like I'm learning as I read, you got me. I'm hooked. You say less. Now, I'm not saying, you feel me, I'm gonna go out and try to be on some doctor type time, and, you know, after reading this manga. But given the illustrations and the situations Jin-Soo Han is involved in throughout the story and how he goes about solving them, it's hard to say I'm not getting the feeling that I'm not learning while I read. Whether it's accurate or not, you know, versus real life theories and practices and procedures in this field, if it's following it along accurately, feels like I'm learning a lot. You feel me? And I'm not mad at that. You know, if I had to compare or say what's similar to this manga, there was this show, you know what I mean? It was a real life show called The Good Doctor, a medical drama, which is really good, by the way. I'm not even gonna cap it to you, but you can say that this manga in ways is like that show. You know, our MC Jin-Soo Han is similar with the abilities, even though he doesn't have autism. I think is what Dr. Sean Murphy in that show had, which was basically like the abilities that they kind of showcase, which is the powers in this manga type. You feel me? How that kind of relates to it in a way. They both surgeons. Honestly, that show, you should watch if you haven't seen it. It's low-key old. It hit back in like 2017, and it's like 5 seasons deep, but it's good. So there's something else you can binge watch. From me, you're welcome. Another manga this manga reminds me of, hands down, is Dr. Stone. That manga turned anime just because of the science being the foundation. It's like one of my favorite top 10 of all time. To be honest, when Dr. Stone hit as an anime, right? Back when I was anime only, since birth at that point, I was so into the show that I could not wait for the next episode. Cliffhangers was beating my head in. They were hardcore, family, I ain't even gonna lie. And I had to wait an extra week just to watch them joints? Nah, that I couldn't do it. So at that point, you know, I started looking for the manga. I wanted to see the next chapter. I was kind of cheating myself a little bit, not even gonna hold you. It was hard back then to find that shit, but I found it, and I digress. In my woes, I think that's when I found also, I'm pretty sure, Solo Leveling. If I'm remembering it wrong though, it had to be 4,000 Years the Archmage Returns. One of those. That literally overnight changed my whole, you know, game on manga. I haven't watched anime since I started reading manga. I think something crazy like 3 or 4 years now. But I'm getting off topic, you feel me? My fault, I'm rambling. When I watch Dr. Stone, yo, I think of the definition of science and how my mentor put it. This is how good Dr. Stone was to me. Science is the art of organizing and classifying facts. That's what science means. And a man of science has neither the reason nor the inclination to change facts, to modify, nor to misrepresent. If you had that inclination, they would not be scientists. They would be pseudoscientists or fakes. And there are a lot of fakes in this world. But look. Like I said, once again, look, I'm getting off topic, man. Dr. Stone that's how much that anime meant to me, got me started on this journey. I reincarnated as the legendary surgeon has the potential to be just as good. But let me summarize with this, because I kind of veered off track and this is getting long enough already. You feel me? I've been rambling. I didn't ever think that was going to be a situation, but here we are. This manhwa, I reincarnated as a legendary surgeon, is really good, man. Not even a game. The plot, the art, the character design, the medical drama theme, all of that is well put together in this manhwa. This has the potential to be as good as Dr. Stone was, if not better. This is also just as good as The Good Doctor that I had mentioned earlier, and also that show is good as well. Not even gonna lie to you, family. Dr. Sean Murphy in that joint, he go crazy. That's a good act. This is about 39 chapters in right now, so don't just take my word for it. Go read it for yourself. I think you'll like it. Give it about 5 chapters though. That's all you'll need to know whether or not this is good. This is worth the read. Third video in the books. First and foremost, to my day ones, it's forever love. It's forever respect. You all being a part of my audience willingly on some shit. That's a different type of feel-good feeling. I appreciate it, family. Straight up. If you're new around here and you thought the video was fake decent, leave your boy a like and sub. I am Spartan IMO. Could have been anywhere else, but you were here chilling out with your boy. Good vibe. Have a good one. Until the next video. Peace.